Let me swap you around here. There we go. What's up, everybody? Everybody's having a good day today. We are planting flowers and stuff today. Flowers, and I've got a bunch to do today. Today is going to be a longer stream. I have a bunch to do. So let's get into it. Yeah, so this is the south side of my garden over here. So it's my garden enclosure. We're going to be putting some marigolds down here. And the other side over here, marigolds, and I've got some, and then the other side of the house, we got to get some other flowers in, along with some marigolds as well. Then we're going to get into the garden here in a little while. We're on the main stream here, and what time is it on? 1:30? Yeah, 1:30. So in about an hour and a half, we're going to start in with the tomatoes and getting those strung up in the garden. So it is a full day for us today. Pretty excited about it. Now, what did I do? Oh boy. That's what I get for, I didn't rush out. There it is. I didn't rush out here today, but I also didn't go out of my way. Make sure I had everything set up first. So I think we learned a couple of valuable lessons. That tends to be my case. Is what happens with me. I learn through trial and error, and then have my checklist set up. But one thing I don't do when it comes to this is my checklist is pretty short. Make sure that I'm at the camera. Make sure and what we're going to be talking about is going to be a good time. So definitely like that. So yeah. Beyond that, you can tell yesterday was not a very sunny day. It was very cloudy and overcast. What I did was okay. Took advantage of it and got a video done. So that's out now. That long form. It's on my aerator that I got for my yard to take care of some of those dead spots I got in my yard. So I think it's setting up insect mesh. Yeah, I've got mine inside that. Mine's actually, my insect mesh is inside the my shed right now. That's going to be going up here once I get some of my other stuff up. Mainly when I get my my cucumbers out. They're okay. They're doing things to protect, but I guess cucumbers, they have something in their roots that they send out to signal that the cucumber beetles are looking for. So I've got them in the greenhouse now. At least the first ones I'll be starting with. But once they move out here, I'm definitely going to net them up, just to make sure we don't have any visitors. But yeah, I missed you the last couple of streams there, Urban. Good to see you back on, man. So, anyways, we're doing marigolds. Yeah, it's well, as you can see on the marigolds, same thing. They've been screaming to get out. I got some of them out around the corner here, but I have been yeah, these guys have been ready to go out probably for over a week now. I just haven't been able to get them moving. But you know, they're marigolds, they'll be fine. Not worry about it. Oh, gotcha. So, but you can see, look at how bad the roots are on these things. Poor guys. But they'll be fine once we get them in. That's one thing about marigolds. They're tough little critters. They will adapt and overcome pretty quick. So yeah, so how many pepper plants you got this year? Are you doing? This is not pepper environment. They never really do well. I may do some in the greenhouse and have them just be like perennials in there, but I doubt I'm ever going to do peppers out in the garden here. It's just, they don't do too well out here. We're just way too much in the way of moisture and stuff. So don't want that. They don't want that. Now it's also interesting. Oh wow, 12 cut back. Yeah, more sweet peppers. Yeah, I know that drill too. I think that's always the case. We find out we'd rather have more of one or the other whenever it's time for planting. Yeah, it's been good, but I'm telling you, I'm excited to get these tomatoes in the ground today. That's going to be great. I'm excited to get them in the ground. They have been, been little maters just hanging out waiting for me. Get ready, waiting for the weather. But I just checked the long-term forecast, and they just revised all of our temperatures up again by another like 10 degrees. And see, I keep you moving with me so I can keep reading. Oh, we got old man eyes here. Just a little bit. All right. Yeah, just let me see a little bit better. There we go. More cucumbers this year. The seed started one store almost $4 for one plant. Oh yeah, exactly. I've got a nice hand. I've got four cucumber plants there. Plus my cucamelons are already out. I don't know if you guys remember those when we first started them. I got those are all along, and I'm gonna have them growing on the outside of my garden enclosure near where my sunflowers are going to be at, because they're going to be they're going to be on the west side of it. So I'm really not worried about them, blocking any sun for the sunflowers. Obviously, they're going to do just fine. But yeah, I was kind of blown away at the prices for veggies and everything here. I mean, you guys, again, Urban, you were on the stream when we had this one. I remember when we were looking at the marigolds. They were $4 a pop for one marigold. One. Like, that's insane. I can imagine maybe it was a 6-pack or something, but they were literally charging one for $4. Like this little guy right here. That's nuts. That's absolutely insane. I'm gonna put two of these guys real close together. I don't think one of these next two are gonna make it. So, and I've got a whole bunch of marigolds I'm gonna be putting in the tomatoes as well too. Do some companion planting with them, help them out. Oh really? Oh, hey Sophia, what's happening? Yeah, no, it's yeah, no, my matter of fact, I expected a low germination rate on my marigolds this year, and it was not the case. Like I said, I ended up with like 3 trays, almost 200. So I think the final number was like 189 or something total marigolds. So I definitely have a bunch to put on. I'll find room for them. I mean, they're little flowers. They don't hurt nobody. But any idea why you had a low germination rate? Were they packet seeds? Was your humidity, your water levels off? What do you think? Yeah, it's always tricky trying to figure out what the reason is. They didn't, they don't germinate. And these guys here, and they did all right. I'm pretty happy with them. Oh, and I've got I don't know if you were on you weren't on the stream the other day. Yesterday, I was going through getting my using the broad fork, getting my space ready for getting my space ready here for the tomatoes. When they had trying to think here. What was I going to say here? Oh yeah, all of my tomatoes from last year, all my little cherry tomatoes that I had, the yellow ones, they're all germinating in this big pile. It's hilarious. So yeah, I'm. That's what I'm saying. I went and got it. I have an old dehydrator, seed dehydrator that or it's regular dehydrator, but I use it for seeds out, and I got it for a few bucks, whatever. I just keep it out in the garage, keep it running, there. And it's pretty much what I'm doing from here on out. Again, this sidewall, by the end of the year, you guys, end of the summer, you'll see it's packed with wildflowers. And last year, all I did, look at all this crabgrass, guys. Look at this. This is just awful. I mean, the size of that root, it's basically a string bean. Dang, rhizomes. Anyways, by the end of the season, it's just packed. And what I did is I actually deadheaded a couple hundred flowers, got all of their seeds. So I still have some left over, but I sprinkled multiple bags of local, they're meant for Michigan wildflower seeds Again, it's just my reminder for everybody, if you're going to get wildflower seeds, make sure that they are for your area. You know, we don't have poppies around here, so I shouldn't have poppies coming up. Which, again, I wouldn't be surprised though if they found a way into some of those mixes, though, even though they say they don't have them. Poppy seeds are cheap. They're a good filler. Anyways. Okay, that's that big chunk there. Yeah, mom came by earlier today. She got her marigolds and her cleomes and her zinnias, her portion of them. And I just told her to bring back whatever she doesn't want to use. I'll just throw them everywhere. I don't have she has a whole like plan, like where she likes things strategically put. I just like to have a bunch of flowers everywhere. So that's what we do here. Now this area over here, you can see I'm kind of clearing out. It's underneath my bird feeders. So last year I had, I think I may even had a couple stalks left here. Oh, what is that stuff called? Sorghum. I had sorghum growing all over the place from the bird seed that was landing here and germinating. So, which was pretty funny once it popped in. So just basically cleaning that up now. Again, I wasn't worried about it over the winter. Matter of fact, the more, you can see my sorghum still right there. Bunches of that. So that's, I've just got a mess of bird seeds mixed in with ginormous sunflower seeds. Which this is one of the spots where I put my my large sunflower seeds at, or basically my large mammoth sunflower heads. They went up here into winter. So I got a bunch of those gray striped seeds are all around here too. So keeping me on my toes. Oh, get back in there, Wormy. Got a little friend. Dug him up by mistake. Put him back in there. All right. But yeah, we got a full. I mean, this is going to be one of my longer streams today. It's probably going to be about a couple hours. If you guys get a chance to check out my latest long form video, I just uploaded it before I went live here for my little lawn aerator that I use. I have it's a new lawn, but I've got the bare spots that came up on the areas where it was high traffic when I was putting the sprinklers out, but I had to kind of clean up. So, but I didn't want to get a big old aerator. I didn't want to be using a shovel digging everything up. So I was like, well, let me just get a little hand aerator and see. And Amazon has a nice little inexpensive one for around 40 bucks that I picked up. And it works like a champ. So definitely check that out if you get the chance. Working on my editing skills. I'll be a little bit better at that stuff. End of the day, I want to make sure if I'm putting content out, it's useful. You know what I mean? Be helpful. Oh, hey, Urban, how much did you say that? Oh, what is that? What am I thinking of here? The stuff you put in when you transplant. I can't remember the name of it. I can't life of me, my brains. Oh yeah. But basically the, I don't know, powdered mushroom stuff, whatever it was. I can't remember that. Why can I not remember the name of that? I was meant to order some of that the other day and I couldn't remember it. So go back here and look at the comments if I can get it. It's ridiculous. So much crabgrass. It's not a losing battle here, but I'm also not winning too much either. Trying to stay on top of it. Get all these marigolds in here. Marigolds doing what they do. Woo-wee! That sun came out today, though. I'll tell you what, it's nice out today. And I wore black just to make sure I could take full advantage. Now, yeah, this is actually one of our little wildflowers we have come up. It kicks off these really nice, nice flowers. So I'm going to leave this one in here. I got another one that's over here. So we're going to leave this one to do its thing there. Just kind of hop over a bit. Yeah, there you go. That's the stuff. That's it. I don't know why I couldn't remember that, but thank you for that. Yeah, I'm going to pick some of that up and do some experimenting with it. Just see how I take, obviously I take your word at it. That it works well. I just want to do some testing of my own. like always with me, I got any excuse to run a test and, you know, plant something to see what happens. Go figure. All right. Yeah, these guys are all root bound. I'm surprised these guys are still looking as good as they do. I mean, that's pretty bad. We'll loosen everybody up here and they'll take off. There you guys go. That already feel better? There you go, bud. So I've been just going through here, you know, kind of evaluating the property and looking at stuff. I had a few client calls this morning I had to take care of, which were, you know, again, like I said, I always love talking to my clients, but it was just kind of going over stuff. It's been basically 2 years since I moved here to Michigan. You know, left my, hey there, house sparrow. Got a house sparrow that always comes and hangs out with us when we're here. But anyways, it's about 2 years since I moved back to Michigan here. You know, I was just going through, like everybody does when it pops up on your Facebook timeline, kind of seeing where it was at. And yeah, I'm just real happy with the whole move and everything. It's just been really good for me and the family. Really good. You know, plus I get to spend I got my whole garden here I get to play around in, which is also a plus. Big bonus there. Now, we were talking about compaction a lot yesterday. And I want to make sure that, you know, we continue that conversation here about why it's important to make sure you're constantly, you know, you have stuff in the ground, but also you're just maintaining, you know, measuring constantly the compaction in your soil, because you really want to make, you do not want it to be, it shouldn't be difficult to get one of these things in, right? And also when you want to pull stuff out, it should come out pretty straightforward. What was that? Huh. All right, well, that's weird. My battery, my phone just said it was dead, so that's weird. But you know what you want to do is even that, like that's not, I'm not really happy with that. Like this area here, it should be much looser. Want to have, so yeah, I don't like that at all. So that's something we're just going to keep an eye on around here. Maybe at the end of this year, I'm going to come through and loosen everything up. But you definitely want to make sure, especially when you have your new stuff going in, you remember the size of the hole you want is always twice as big as whatever you're planting, right? So if we're doing something about yay big, I want to be about that big in the holes I'm doing. And simply just make sure those roots don't have to work too hard. That's one of the biggest problems that stunts your growth and the development of your plants is you plant them in some place that isn't ready for them. Ready, see how much easier. All right, there you go. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason my internet just went crazy there. I'm gonna see about, but anyways, you want to make sure that is set. The plants growing up, right? You want them fruiting. They've got to work hard to get out. That is not what you want. Not what you want at all. So take those extra few minutes, you know, and make sure that when you're making your holes, you know, for planting them, they're nice and wide. Your plants will thank you. So again, see that went in pretty well. I'm still gonna loosen her up a little bit more. And see, and this is part of the reason too. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Switched over to my other internet. I think it just kind of depends on the day which one's going to be working well. So sorry about that. So anyways, yeah, just take your time and make sure you have these things set up to be successful on this, okay? Because you take your time either paying for your plants or taking the time to grow them out here to, you know, set them up yourself. You want to set them up for success the best that you can. The best way to do that, make sure that when they're planted, give them every chance to be successful. Okay, got 5 more along this section to go. Let's start over this way, towards this side of my garden enclosure. There we go. There we go. So yeah, we're just doing some flowers right now. We will be making our way towards the end of the garden here in a second. You know, maybe about well, I got to get through this one here. And probably go grab another pack of. Well, I'm going to start on these flowers over here. Either way, we'll be inside there in a little bit. But for now, that's what I'm saying. That's what you want for compaction, folks. Nice and loose. Nice, that just popped in there like it was nothing. That's what we want. That's the winner. These poor, oh man, these poor marigolds. They've been choked out in here. I can't even get them half of them out of the dang packaging, but they'll be okay. I'm not worried about them with that. They'll be good. But yeah, man, the sun came out. It's gorgeous out right now. You cannot beat this weather. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy right now. I come through here tomorrow and do some mowing. Everything kind of squared away here. Now with this, you guys can see I got my chicken wire fence right here. It goes a foot down to help keep the critters out of this place, out of my garden here. But like I said, we're doing marigolds right now. They're poor guys. You can just see they're all not real happy with me. How long I took to get them in the soil here, but it's okay. They will adjust. You'll end up being very happy little marigolds around here. Now the next spot and again, see here, I just got this small little stretch where I've got some wood chips down. And I don't have a divider in here. I really just come in and just pretty much at the beginning of the year, I'll clear and clean it out, and then just kind of run the edger along here and just keep it there. If I do have some creep like right in here, it is what it is. I'm trying to get lawn to grow in lots of places, and then not have my grass grow here, but I'm not going to put any sort of like edging down around. That's just, I don't really need to put the money into that. I got other stuff I can put in. Like I said, it doesn't take that long to do this. And there you go. That section's done. Ready for a marigold. Okay. Yeah, some neighborhood dog is not happy with somebody right now because they are going nuts over there. As far as things are going, as we're going to come along right around here, you guys are going to see take a look, my lettuce, my radishes. My radishes are doing good. I wonder how they're actually looking under the ground there. They should be getting close. But my lettuce, I got my brassicas are right here. So we're going to take a look at those. Let's look at those right now. Why not? Come on, let's go for a little tour here. So I've got, let's see. Let's start over this direction. So all the way over, can't really see, but I got some of my carrots. They're starting to do carroty stuff come up. And here, getting in here, these are I got 2 rows of radishes. Not a big radish fan. My mom likes them, but I figured I'd give them a try. Plus, they're getting stuff in the ground. I'm going to have some of the lettuce going to take their place in a little bit. And then I've got a butter lettuce. I got a black seed lettuce. Got one other one. I can't remember the name. I forgot already. And then we've got kale, Swiss chard, and then way over there is my peas, and there's some cauliflower going. So we are looking good here so far. Pretty happy. Not bad for basically for still early May, mid-May, Michigan to have that much stuff going in my area, at least. You're normally, I'm running almost 3 weeks ahead right now. That's pretty cool as far as I'm concerned. I'll take that. Or pretty warm, I guess, is probably a better answer. So with that, yeah, welcome to the stream, everybody. It's good to have you on here. Today we are, as it says, we're planting some flowers. I got some tomatoes that we're going to put in, and we're going to start them on my tomato trellises that we put up on stream a couple weeks ago. Those are in. We did all the ground prep for them, so I got some big old tomatoes we're going to do. And then I got a couple beels in there that needed to go away. Got a few tomatoes there we're going to do. I actually moved my thyme plant too. I'll show you that as well. Had to, it was big. It needed to move. So I found a better spot for it. That's pretty simple move. It wasn't too crazy. I think I moved a grand total of maybe 15 feet. But we got that moving. But yeah, get those tomatoes, get them started, get them started on this new trellis system that I have. I'm pretty excited for it. And I'm probably gonna plant some peas too. I think I grabbed a few peas as well, just to make sure, because I'm due for my next set of peas to be going in the ground. You know, I do 6 to 7 weeks of peas, just every 10 days, dropping more peas in the ground, so I can just have a kind of a steady supply of them maturing, and can a little bit of it. The peas are cheap. A lot of it, you know, it's just so we can have them ready for dinner, and then snacks while I'm working in the garden. That's actually why I really love peas. Just go over and grab them and chomp on them as I need them. They're nice and young. Okay, so there's that guy. Making our way along here. Yeah, you know, I was really surprised though, as I was looking around at other, you know, their gardening folks and everything. They're some of the stuff that they're doing is pretty interesting. Just the trellising ideas that they're coming up with, and different ways of going about it. And I'm just old fashioned. I like to go with what works well, and you know that the overhead system brings down. The one thing I did learn from I can't remember who it was, to be honest, one of the gardening channels that I'll be doing this year for sure, is my gardens will be my summer squash and my zucchini. I'm going to stake them and just have them grow up a stake instead of letting them spread out. I'm going to grow them vertical. I've got some of my sunflower stalks set aside specifically to do that and be able to help with that. So that was something definitely learned. But I love going on those other channels and just learning. Same thing with you guys. You know, I get to learn from folks that are on the stream as well too. So definitely appreciate everybody who's hanging out on the stream today. We're all learning stuff. You know, watching me do this and probably shaking your head saying, Ryan, what are you doing? You should be going left instead of right there. Think about this. So if you see something that you think maybe I should be doing a different way, and don't hesitate to let me know. I am not the expert end all be all on this. You know, just a dude in his garden who likes to come on here and chat with people. Since I'm here, take care of some of this winter wheat that grew, or winter rye, excuse me, grew over here. Stuff I got for my cover crop that kind of snuck through. Fence. I got 2 little guys here I want to put in. Hopefully they're going to do okay. I think they'll be okay. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited though. We get in here. We're gonna get these tomatoes in. And some of these tomatoes, like, you know, I started a couple of these guys months and months ago. I started the San Marzano tomatoes. Oh, sorry there, spider guy. Spider literally just came out and said, "Hey man, you just messed up my house." So, sorry about that, dude. Oh, you got your babies too. Okay, sorry about that. My bad. But anyways, I started my San Marzanos 6 weeks ago, so they're about time. It's time for them to be getting in the ground, which is a good thing. And then, but yeah, we'll get a few of those. We're gonna what are they? I've got a bunch of different types of cherry tomatoes we're gonna get in today too. You know, it's only half of my trellis that we're gonna be trellises. Yeah, we'll go trellises. I think that's the plural. That we're gonna be doing today. So let me go grab an extra set of marigolds. Be right back. There we go. Ooh. All right. All right, just making our way down here, folks. So this is our next set of them here. This guy's looking all good. But yeah, they're not happy. The roots, whoosh, they want to get in the ground. Oh man, so we're at the point too where I have basically, so again, just FYI, not crabgrass, winter rye. It's easy enough to tell because right, the roots. But anyways, we're at the point now where I've got to start transitioning my let's powder and mildew. Exactly, that's what we're saying. Absolutely. But we're at the point where my greenhouse is getting emptied, starting to get emptied out with all the flowers and some of the vegetables. Where I got to start thinking about what I'm going to be starting to get planted in the ground, basically in the end of July, beginning of August for my winter stuff. Our Michigan here, we go from 0 to cold in about, it'll be nice out in August. We'll already start having 40-degree mornings. It just kind of starts happening. So I've got to start planting my brassicas. Yeah, look at that. Not happy with me at all. But it came out nice and clean. I'll take that. Break those roots up a little bit. There we go. All right. So, it's going to be next is like, all right, how do I want to get my Brussels sprout, Brussels sprouts started? How am I, as far as getting my Brussels sprouts, getting broccoli, getting some more cauliflower going? I always have some sort of leafy green going for sure. And I'm excited to see what the change does this year on by moving my tomatoes around, basically from one corner, basically taking one corner, the southeast corner of my tomatoes, and moving them over to the over to the west side, so on the northwest portion, the second quadrant. I think they're going to do markedly better. Like I was saying, they lose about an hour and a half of sunlight being where they were, so they were stunted in their growth, which ain't trying to do. I want to produce fruit from here. So oh yeah, the wife got this for me, so if you haven't, go ahead and do that. Gonna move this here. All right, there we go. All right, where were we? All right, right there. Right there. Okay. Again, I'm not like paying super attention to like my distribution on here and how I'm setting this up. I'm just kind of planting them along the edge of the garden enclosure here. That's it. Nothing crazy. All right. Ooh, I'll leave that guy alone. I've got a nice little wildflower coming in there. Pin right here. The next guy. Okay. This one here. Taproot down there. All right. We're making exceptionally good time here, folks. Love it. We're zooming. I have to be all up in your face while I'm doing this. Give you guys a little bit of space. Now here, what do I got growing here? Obviously some leftover stuff here. Get gone. Clean this stuff out best I can. I think tomorrow the wife and I were actually going to go into our state park and go a little hiking in the state park as much as we do. I think it'll be nice. Get some these look like, I don't know what this is. What's growing here? I'm almost afraid to pull it out. I'm more curious than anything just to let it grow. But there we'll go right there, and we'll see what comes up next to it. I don't recognize those seed leaves that are popping out. So it could be anything. Okay. These, same thing here. I have a couple of them, I guess. All right, well, we will just keep our eyes open and see what pops up. Anyways, the wife and I, we're going to head out to the state park tomorrow and go do a little bit of that. I think that'll be fun. The sun's out. As long as the weather isn't, as long as the rain holds off, I think we'll be good. Oof. It's still got that chilly Michigan wind blowing though. Keeping me on my toes. Right. You guys got to come out. I said, hopefully everybody's got some good plans for the weekend. Get out there and hopefully, saying, get your hands dirty, or if you can today, get some time in there. What's that? Goodness. Get out and try to enjoy this weather. Especially those up here in the northern tier. We had this. Oh, it was funny. We love the sun. Although it was funny. Yes, it was Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday at our chamber event that we had. It was an outdoor event. Sun was out shining. It was great. And 3/4 of the people, easily, if not more, were just huddling in the shade trying to stay out of the sun. And I'm just saying, like, we literally. So I grabbed a couple folks. Like, yo, we've been waiting all year, all winter for nice weather. We finally get it. We're not going to hide we're not going to hide in the shade. We're going to go take advantage of this. So I got some people, and we were some sun warriors. We went out there and did our part. So did my little bit to remind people. And look at that, look at that. Oh man, am I far behind on getting these guys going. Of course, that's two marigolds together, but still, they're getting choked out. We don't like that. We don't like that. The other thing you can see here, if my soils, I'm going through it, the clay mixture in here, as I mentioned before, it varies dramatically depending on what part of the garden I'm in. And now I'm moving over from not so much clay to it's mostly clay. And it's usually easy to tell because my compaction is going to be markedly worse over here. Which that wasn't too terrible. But again, just the soil color. Ooh. Soil color is just atrocious. So, all right. All right, let's get that there. That there. All right, keep on moving down the road here. A lot of the stuff we do that I've been picking up and the tricks I've been, picking up over time is just, again, you learn it as you just go through the motions. There's a lot of folks are intimidated about getting into gardening. It's kind of like brewing beer. If you've ever done the, brew at home beer and homebrew stuff, it's it can be very intimidating because there's a lot of different options and stuff. Get all these roots from these crabgrass bastards. Anyways, so there's all these different things you do, different ways to go after stuff, and I understand where people would be intimidated by it. Thing is, though, the seeds know what they're doing. The plants, they know what to do. You just got to put water on them and some dirt, and just they'll tell you what they want. Oh man, I hate to pull that out, but needed to go. Anyways, so yeah, if you're new to the stream, if it's something you haven't necessarily done before in gardening, or you're relatively new, don't be intimidated. Just get your hands in some dirt, and have a good time with it and learn something. You never stop learning, especially we should never stop learning, but especially in this business, if you're doing this, you are going to be learning the entire time. And the other thing with gardening too, what I love about it is, I think I mentioned this on the stream a lot, but I'll say one more, continue to say it. It teaches you that no matter what you do, there's sometimes you're just going to fail. It's going to happen. You try not to get too upset about it. Just learn and do better. But in this business, in this stuff here, especially in this hobby, you will do everything right. You'll have everything done right. And your seeds won't germinate. I mean, Urban was just talking about that. He did everything he thought did right for his stuff, and he had trouble with germination with some plants he was doing. It happens. So, but that's an allegory for the rest of your life too. There's a lot you're going to do in life that you're going to do everything right, and it's still not going to work out for you. That doesn't mean you shouldn't keep trying. Keep at it. Just means it just didn't work out. That has been I think that's been one of the main differences between, what I would say my level of success and my time in the military, my time in business for sure. Obviously, my work here that I do now as a business coach, but it's always just been, not being okay with failing, just understanding it happens. It's just part of the deal. You're gonna suck at stuff. You're gonna make decisions that should have worked out, but you were missing one little something, and it happens to the best of us. Same thing happens here with gardening. You're gonna have those days where and by the way, this is all crabgrass. That's why I'm just kind of pulling it all up like this, because I just want to try to get as many of these these roots out as I can one go. But anyways, you're going to have these times where, especially again gardening, but gardening, right? You do everything right. Still not going to work out for you. So it's okay. It's all right. It's part of the deal. We were supposed to have a cloudy, overcast day, cold day, and I left for my greenhouse. I left the covers on because they were still trying to germinate some of my stuff. The sun came out unexpectedly for a few hours. Temperature in my greenhouse went up to 80 degrees, but the temperature inside my where my seeds were, it was over 120 degrees. Fried my seeds. I lost an entire tray of basically seeds that I was germinating in the attempt. Yeah, and again, it's nothing I necessarily did wrong. I followed all the directions. I was there. Thought I was taking care of them, but one variable changed, and that was the problem. So just be aware of that. Stuff like that happens. All right, so we're almost to the end of this spot here. I'm not going to put any marigolds on that end. I don't think. Nah, I'm not going to put any over there. Just kind of stop it right about here. Get all this stuff out. All right. There we go. Anyways, as I was saying, digging holes here. And the last of these marigolds, then we're going to, what time we got? About 2 o'clock. So what we can do is we can head in and start doing some tomatoes here, which I think would be pretty cool. Oh, this is what I was talking about the amount of clay that I have over here. Really telling there, but just how red all that is. This pure, nasty clay that we have here. We'll get this guy in there. The bright side, they don't have to worry about moisture much here because clay retains a metric ton of moisture, which is a good thing for sure. Last couple crabgrasses out of here. All right. I think I may just do a little pile of maybe 4. The rest of this tray of marigolds. Just put a bunch right here. Just now, the hose is going to be beating them up. Never mind. We're just going to put one here. Call it good right here. All right. Okay. These guys are just going to hang out here and dry out in the sun. All right. Cool. Oof. All right. I'm going to move this back, and I'm going to give you guys a kind of a larger look at the old garden here while I go through and hose everybody down. They all just got transplanted, and I want to make sure everybody gets some water. So we're just going to pop you maybe right about here. We all can just kind of hopefully see me while I'm working here. We'll see. It's all theory, right? Okay. Use these while I'm walking. Okay. Pull these over here. They're not getting hit. And these are the cleomes and the zinnias we're going to be doing later. Get all them in there. You know what? Do some multitasking. Oh, grab these flowers. Grab these, get these watered too while I'm here. Whew. Okay. Just got my hanging baskets here. I got my petunias I've been growing, so they need to be watered. Since I'm running the hose, might as well take care of them too. Help them get a little sunshine. Yep. All right, drink up, guys. Drink up. Whew. All right, let me get this done real quick. Thirsty guys. Thirsty. Get my thyme plant with a little bit of water too. It's going to need it after that transplant. Petunias, a nice drink. Really happy with how these petunias turned out. They're coming up nice and strong. That's my first year doing petunias, so I was a little worried, but it can't. In the end, it all worked out. They've been doing pretty good. All right. One more for them. Water over here. This guy looks a little sad, so let's make sure he gets plenty of water. In the term, when people ask me how much water to put on when transplanting, you want to put an obscene amount of water whenever you're transplanting. That is the best known method. Obscene, ridiculous amounts. All right, you can see everything. Man, the front of the yard ended up looking really nice, doing well. And again, this is what I was talking about earlier, where I have that long form videos coming out. All right, there we go. Hey, sorry about that. I tell you, this Wi-Fi thing has just been such a pain lately. I'm on where I'm at on the house. It just doesn't like to get out here. All right, so let's get that there. Let me get situated now for my next set of flowers. I say we're doing some zinnias and some cleomes. Put this out. My wife was kind enough to get that for me. Thought that was cute. We'll put this right here. We'll put it right here. And I have it hidden there. Here we go. Just need a trowel. Let's see. Knee pads for sure, because I'm old. And then we got zinnias and we got cleomes. A little bit mixture of both here kind of coming in. So we'll see how they do. I think they're going to be fine. And as I mentioned, right now we're just kind of putting in flowers, and then we're gonna head into start on my tomatoes. Which is gonna be a good time. Excited for that. Excuse me. Got our trellises that we set up last couple weeks ago, and now the tomatoes I looked at the long range forecast, and we're at a point now where I don't see any hard frost, and tomatoes will do fine through a light frost too. They don't mind. So it's time to get them in the ground. Now, one thing I just want to show you here also. 1 second here. Got a phone call I got to grab real quick. Back on there. Sorry about that. I had a quick little call with a client I had to do. So, anyways, that was a client call. Excuse me. What am I talking about? I was with a company that I'm looking at getting certification. So, anyways, what I was going to show you is, I've got more of my wildflowers that are here. These guys they make these really pretty blue flowers. This one, I don't know the name, but I've got, my wildflowers are popping up all over. Now these are hollyhock. They grow up about yay tall. They won't flower this year, but they're there. But I've got my wildflowers are popping up right now, so which is great. Love seeing that. So I'm just gonna be looking to kind of intersperse my some zinnias and some other stuff around here, just to kind of get some different stages of flowers at different times. I think that's the plan. I don't know if there's it's kind of the idea here is. No, it's just kind of the idea here is just to have different levels of flowers going at different times, and for the germinators, good Lord, the pollinators, try to have as much going as possible. Kind of the idea. And, this area is no different. Just want to kind of load them up. Oh, it's guitar. I heard some music in the background. I wasn't sure what the heck it was, but someone's playing their guitar. Okay. It didn't sound like a guitar at first. That's why I was confused. But it's guitar. Okay. Almost sounded like a brass band for some reason. Weird. Must be where they're playing out of or something, because the reverberations were just wild. All right, just got a couple of zinnias there. I don't know. Trying to think here. Drop Cleome in here. I have no idea what these things look like half the time anyway. So we are going to just be kind of seeing what's coming up where. I'm going to put a ton of these in the garden itself too, which would be nice. Move down here a little bit more and get a couple of these here. Yeah, I'm a little cautious about doing too much here because I see like wildflowers germinating everywhere here, and I don't really want to mess with them because they do look really nice. But I also want to get some of these guys up too. Okay, there's that. You didn't make it. That's unfortunate. Some of my transplants did not make it. I can just see that they're not holding up too well here, so that's unfortunate. It's okay. Yeah, more just some stuff I had from the other day. I have 2 of them that I can see that didn't make it. I'm not sure why. That's okay. I will pay attention and figure out for next time. Okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna put some more of these in the garden itself. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna head on over into the garden itself. Now that I'm looking at that, I'm a little nervous about messing up my wildflowers too much right now until they're settled. But even then, I can place these other flowers around here as well. I can go around the perimeter with some flowers. I've got more marigolds to do. So there's plenty to do there. Where we're going to head into today. So give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Yeah, just grab some more marigolds here, folks. I'm gonna go back and go grab some more of my use your words, Ryan. Some of my tomatoes too. So we get these guys rolling. Lots of goodness today. Spot for this here. If this holds up all right. All right, there we go. Well, we'll see if that stays. All right, 1 second. Okay, so we got a few different tomato varieties we're gonna be looking at today. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be good stuff. Try to get you guys somewhat level here. Try to find a spot that makes sense. You guys can kind of see all the action. Yeah, here, because we'll be working over here, here. Maybe have you go back, just leaving a little bit further here. Lift you up. Let's see. Sorry about my face being right there, folks. My apologies. It does not want to work. About this. Oh. About that. Let's see. So over here. Over here. Over here. Okay, yeah, that'll work. I think so. Okay. Well, got my string here. I'll put this down here, I think. I'll put this guy right here. Go. Okay. All right, so let's get into this. I'm gonna start with my first ones here. Now this is gonna be, I gotta think through this now. Make sure I got this right. Because they're gonna grow, obviously, at different speeds here. I don't want anybody blocking anybody off from the sun. And that's priority numero uno here. Making sure that I'm not blocking anyone, especially with this early season growth. We'll start here with these 4 and then move into, actually, but I'm going to have them back here and then do my other earlies right here, I think. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's the plan. I think that's the winning solution right there. All right. So what we're going to do here, all right, so our plan that we got here is I've got some tomatoes that have already been up and running. These are just some 60-day early variety here. They've been in the greenhouse. You know, they're already starting to do their little fruit thing. They're getting ready to start flowering. But I need to get them in first. And what we're going to do is have them back here. This. Here. Here. Here and here. Oh, here and here. And then I'll put some of my other earlies will go right there. And then I'll put 2 more earlies in there. Then I've got 2 rows of, actually I may do all earlies right through here, do the San Marzanos over there. Yeah, I may end up doing that, just do 4 rows of San Marzanos over there. I don't have enough for that. I have. We'll figure it out, but I'm just going to do probably 2 rows of earlies here. And these will be the 2 different varieties of cherry tomatoes I have, because I have, what do I got? I got a yellow one, and I got a nice bright red cherry one. I want to have that. Okay. So with that, first piece I need to be doing actually is getting my strings in place first. Strings go first, then we dig. Not dig, then strings. All right. We'll see how that goes. We'll find a spot for you. Kind of watch as I'm going along there. You guys come over here, I think. This is going to be a little bit of an adventure. There we go. Crush down, dang it. Don't be stupid. Those little air pockets popping up on where I'm killing my cover crop off at. Hey, what I don't like, I'm not a big fan of this stand for my phone. It's just annoying than anything. Okay, let's lower you a little bit further. Let's do that. There we go. That's better. And make an adjustment. It was a Ryan problem, not a stand problem. Sort of. Oh. Let's see how that does for a while. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the best angle for this or not. All right. Sorry, just setting up for the shot here, folks. I apologize. So we're going to be running. Basically, we are doing our tomatoes here, right? And I'm trying to make sure you guys can kind of see what's going on. Maybe a low shot's better. Let's try a low shot. This direction. Like this. All right, there we go. Okay. So we are going to be, let's give this a try, running our strings from here down on our tomatoes. On this first round of them here, getting them started. See how that goes. Oh man, what a great day to do this though. Can't beat it. I'm definitely not in a hurry here. That's the other thing. This weather, we got it like it is right now. I am no rush. I will take this sunshine and cool breeze all day and twice on Sunday. You know, can't beat it. Let me check something real quick. No? Oh, look at that. Bye. The reason I want to be my Wi-Fi is that I've seen what it looks like when I don't. Um, I'm not on my Wi-Fi, so it's not even putting them up right now. Go figure. All right, we'll make it work though. So, anyways, you've got we are working through a few things here. We're just getting started on our tomatoes. So, welcome everybody. You're just kind of cruising along here. Good stuff going on. I don't know why this got all twisted on me here. Go figure. This is the day it ends in Y typically for me. I'm wound the wrong way. But anyways, we're gonna get these started up here. And again, when you're doing your tomato plants like this, you start at the top, drop down, dig your hole, and then you're gonna put the rope down at the bottom. I'll show you what that looks like, because you too many times I see people, they start digging the holes and they look up and like, oh man, we should have done this up here. In this case, I'll run this through a couple times. There we go. There. We're just going to triple knot this thing. Make sure it stays put. That. Going to be that. With this, we're just going to run this down. So the idea is to get the top, secure it. Then you want to make sure you've got enough rope down here, basically to tuck underneath the plant. That way the roots get intermined, or the rope gets interconnected with the roots, right? And it's gonna be a nice solid support thing that you have there. That's the idea. All right. There's that. There's my first one there. I'm gonna dig this guy out and just kind of, as we go along, plant these in. Nice and easy peasy. No stress. Today's a no stress tomato planting day. You're not going to stress about anything today. The other thing is, when we're planting these down here, planting tomatoes, we're going to make sure, get this in a spot here. And my wife got this for me. I want to make sure this gets up. There we go. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Cool. But anyways, we want to have these done in a way that, as far as when we bury them down, this is one of the times when you're planting the actual ground, go ahead and get them in deep. Not necessarily when you're transplanting. And again, the reason for that is, you're doing your transplant. Get this down just a little bit here. Make sure you can see what I got going on here. Gonna be basically adjusting as I go, I think. There you go, right there, I think it's good. So anyways, when you're transplanting like this from a small one to a larger one, you don't want to bury them down. The issue that comes up with that is your little chickadees coming out and say hi. As it being is that your root system is all the way down at the bottom. Your roots don't like to grow up, so that stresses them out to have to grow up. We don't want to do that. All right. So yeah, so this is just the plants that are going in today are early varieties. The 60 day early, just a hybrid that's out there. And I got this just so I can start producing some tomatoes. You know, the sooner I can get tomatoes growing, get these things fruiting, the better for everybody involved. And then once we get these all in the ground, I have my compost that I'm going to come through and spread around on top of these as well. So this straw will be buried, and it's going to have fresh compost right on top. Let me go ahead and get my knee pads on here, because old man's going to be hurting here in a second. Now, the thing to remember when you are, again, anytime that you are transplanting directly into the soil like this, you know, you want to make sure that the hole that you're digging to receive the plant, right now the root system, needs to be twice as wide is what I want to say, twice as wide as the plant itself, where the root ball is. That is the goal. That's what we're doing here. We're digging out a massive, not massive, but you know, it's the right size. Make sure it's nice and loose, and ready to accept this guy. As you can see, this transplant is right at the right time for it's ready to go. It's gonna have too much root built up there. Nothing's wrapping around. It's not root bound. So we're in a good spot. That's what we want. All right. This guy in there. Okay. Like I said, you want to make sure this rope here that you have from the top is underneath the plant when you plant it, the actual plant itself. That way, come around, do the little wrap. There you go. Got all the support it's going to need. Get it started. Just like that. There we go. And again, this is for this type of trellising system you want to have and use for your indeterminate tomatoes. Right, and again, as indeterminate, what we mean by that is they will grow for an indeterminate amount of time. They'll just keep on growing for you. Keep adding keep adding water and growing the vine up. They'll keep fruiting. They will keeping on. That's what you want. All right, let me look at something real quick. Apologize. Oh. That's interesting. All right. Well, anyways, let's get on this next spot here. We're just going to work our way down the line here. Like I said, these are all early bird, lack of a better phrase, tomatoes. They fruit early, so these are 60-day tomatoes. They're already day 35, so we're going to have these guys basically ready to kick off some fruit for us here in a matter of a few weeks, which is what I want. And I have some other early varieties that are at day 50, correctly, that are in the greenhouse, so they're going to be ready to go. No time here. They've already flowered, and I'll get to the point where they're doing some fruit action here. So yeah, if you get a chance today, obviously hope you can earn your subscription today. You're checking this out. If you have any questions or anything, definitely want to make sure. Really important, because that way you get to ask some questions. We get to learn from each other too. That's my favorite part about this. Everybody who stops by. So as I mentioned before, when you're doing your indeterminate tomatoes like this, you start by actually getting the rope on the trellis first, or whatever you have. Bring it down and make sure you leave yourself a nice long width at the bottom, because we're going to plant this underneath the plant after we dig it up. And with this, we're going to just kind of continue along here best we can in line, and then you'll see we'll wrap it around. But the hole we're digging is going to be twice as wide. It's going to be as deep as the tomato plant is itself. I'm going to bury it a little bit more than what it has been. That story does hold true. You bury them out, they'll definitely get some extra roots for us. Now is the time to bury them, not when you were like when I transplanted these. There's no reason to bury them when they're going into this plant or this pot, from a small into a larger one, because if you bury them, all the roots are down at the bottom, right? You want to have them growing down, and you'll see this in here where they've continued to filter down. Now is the time to bury them, because they can grow all the way to China from here. Who cares, right? You're not gonna hear down is only to there. Hopefully that made sense. But I've been seeing people, bury your tomatoes. You only bury them when you're doing them into the actual garden itself, not in control. With this, it's silly for me. If you have success with it and it works for you, please continue to do it. I don't want you to think that I'm Mr. Know-It-All in this stuff here. I apologize for the way I said that. you do what works best for you. But in my experience, I want roots that are going to grow down and out. But on a container, bury them, right? They're going to go so far. All right, so let's take a look at this plant. It's going to be ready to go in here and get my string down there. So again, this is an indeterminate variety here of a 60-day hybrid. And you can see we got our roots look pretty, I'm getting the sunlight here. Roots look pretty good. Not too overly compact. It's still nice and loose. So there's all sorts of goodness still in this potting soil for it. And I mentioned you put your string down under the plant itself, which is a little bit loose. There we go. I'm just gonna bring that right over. We're gonna wrap it around the actual plant. You guys see that here, just wrapping it around. That is how we are going to support this plant throughout its life. There's enough slack in here. I do want a little bit of slack in this because we're going to be wrapping more and more as it grows up to a certain point. Once it gets to be about here or so, I'll actually replace the string. I'll come in, run a thicker cord, and then, basically plant it in place right next to the plant itself for that support. Okay, then after this, we're just going through, covering everything back up. Oh, this awful clay I have in here. Like I said, I could have made a very small coffee mug out of that if I wanted. That's how pure that clay was. Once we get done with this here, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add some compost directly over the top of this. Extra goodies for my plants. All right, we're on to the third one here. Making good time, folks. Now you'll see it'll be a little bit different when I do the smaller, my smaller early tomatoes. But the same principle applies. You're simply just trying to get this, make sure that they have enough support during this initial phase. And to keep them off the ground, and all the things you want to do with tomatoes. All right, here we go. This one here. So yeah, this was a very fun. Anybody, if you were here for this stream, this was a lot of fun when we were putting up this tomato trellis. There's a lot of good questions out of this and a lot of good insight. There's exactly one mistake on this too, on this trellis, and it's going to annoy me until I eventually get upset enough to fix it. But that may be a couple years. I'm not upset enough, or it bothers me enough, because right now it doesn't bother me enough to fix it. I won't share what that is, just because it's more of an aesthetic thing than anything else, but it's still enough just to drive me nuts. Okay, so with that, yeah, just as I was mentioning before, same thing. You always start at the top. You get your spacing right, and then just drop your line down. It'll help you to know where to put your plant at. And with our plant, what we're doing, we're gonna plant this one right here, I think. I don't know. Let me do a little trimming first on them. There we go. There we go. Get you trimmed up there, little guy. Get you a little bit of a, that's a haircut, but get you a little trim. Oh man, does it feel good to be out here today, though? My goodness, what a good day. All right, let me just check something real quick here, folks. See if I can. Okay, so I did hop back on Wi-Fi. Okay, all right. That Wi-Fi has been just being wonky today. And it is because I'm on the wrong side of the house from it, so it's got to, find its way all the way through there. But honestly, I just think it's any time that I get into one of my good conversations with y'all, it decides to mess around. So with this, you weren't on the stream yesterday. Welcome. But what we did yesterday is I came in here with my broad fork. I loosened everything up, so all of our soil, it basically has been loosened up. You can see I can basically just press that thing all the way down in there like it's nothing. Did all that yesterday, cleaned out, basically got out the crabgrass that we had and any weeds, and in preparation for today. So I could just come in and just start throwing these bad boys in. And these are indeterminate 60-day hybrid tomatoes that I started early, and I've got another set that are a month, 3 weeks behind these. No, they're a month behind these ones here. So I'm going to have basically different stages of these 60-day hybrids, and these are slicers. So I'm going to have slicing tomato, and I have another set of two plants that are in the greenhouse that are already basically at fruiting stage. So the idea there is just to have a steady state of, a constant supply of slicing tomatoes that are available in these two rows here. My next two, when we get down to this section of the trellis, which will be later in a couple weeks, is my San Marzanos. Those are my canning tomatoes. It's going to be a full set of those. And then on this spot, which we're going to move over to here by the end of the stream, is where my cherry tomatoes are going to be at. And I got two different varieties of those that are going in. Okay, so it's a reminder when you are putting your plants in, we're digging holes that are twice as wide as the plant itself. So I'm just checking. You take a look here, and you can see that's just the basic level of rooting going on here. There you go in the sun a little bit for you can see. So it looks pretty good. And we're going to bury it a little bit deeper than that. A little bit deeper than that. A little bit. There we go. There you go. There we go. Yeah, because I do want to bury some of that stem down. With that, we want that rope. This rope that we're going to be using to support it, we're going to put it underneath the plant itself. Just kind of force it into that spot. Go. And just start wrapping around. There we go. Nice and easy. Nothing crazy here. We want it just loose enough. It'll support, it'll wiggle around. And then what'll happen is the roots are going to grow all the way around that rope that's in there. And that's going to help support this guy. I want that a little looser because I have to wrap it a few more times here. You want a little bit of looseness in this. You have to wrap it. And again, don't sweat it. Don't worry if you get in here like, oh my gosh, this is too tight. Guys, you can loosen up the rope here. You can run another straight down. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. Okay. Hey, house sparrow. House sparrow's back. Always stopping in to say hi during the stream. I hear you. I know. Get your snacks. We're fine, man. Okay. Next bit is what we have here. Next bit of string coming in here. This guy. And welcome everybody to the stream. We're doing tomatoes. Get our tomatoes hung up today, or on the trellisized. This is, obviously this is what I've been working for since we started in February in the greenhouse. End of February, beginning of March in the greenhouse. Get to the point where we're putting tomato plants out. So lots of goodness here. Welcome everybody to the stream. Good to have you on here. Hopefully, if you haven't subscribed, hope you earn your subscription today. And if you haven't been on here before, it's what we do. We hop into the garden and we do stuff like this. Get tomatoes out here. Gonna be planting this guy. All right, let me get this. So with this, I've got the rope down. Just gonna measure it down and put another extra length on there so we can get that buried in with the plant. And that's really all you want. We're gonna bury this thing down in the plant itself, or down with the root system of the plant. It'll grab a hold of it. But we're not worried about that. We just don't want this thing loose, flopping everywhere. We want to kind of secure it at the bottom a little bit and top. And over the course of the next 2 weeks, as the plant grows out, more weight will be on here and it won't be as important what's going on down here. So this is just kind of at the beginning stages to help everybody out. That's the idea. Yeah, we're making good progress here. I had some other stuff I had to do with the lawn. With the lawn, good Lord, with some flowers earlier. So I started the stream a bit earlier than usual today. So if you've been hanging out here on and off, kind of seeing me pop in and off your feed, that's why. A whole bunch of flowers I had to get in around my marigolds, around the perimeter of the garden. So now we're at that point. That's in. My mom came and got her marigolds and her flowers. So I'm down to this one's half. So again, this is a 60-day early bird type hybrid. And we're just gonna do a little trimming here real quick. We're just gonna take this one off because that leaf is just there for, this branch is just there for show. not going to do this other one. We'll come back and get that later. But we're going to pop this right in the soil here right now. We're getting down for this is right here. Pop it right here. Again, what we're doing is you're digging a hole that's going to end up being twice as wide as the planter is. So that way, look at the soil. I mean, and I'm tell you, I'm blessed with some amazing soil in this spot. So much organic matter. We've been working into this thing since we've been working with it. But I started with a really nice topsoil here, really healthy. We're doing everything we can to keep it that way, especially in we're not, we're a minimal till. Like I do not to till anything if I can help it. But there's some stuff you got to do. Minimal till environment here. This guy nice and buried here. And again, that's what we were talking about before. Again, just to reiterate, we don't like to bury tomato plants in the actual planter if we can, so that way the roots grow all the way down here that we like. You bury them down here. And then put a little bit more down here. There we go. A little bit more soil back in there. And get them in. There we go. Want to slightly bury them. I'm not a big fan of they going all crazy. Burying them up to the top, which again, a lot of people have success with. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do it if it's successful for you. It just ain't my jam, So I say you do what works for you. And I love you for it. I'm going to do what I do. And hopefully it works out. If not, I'm going to learn from as many people as I can. That's kind of the idea. So again, just want to bury this tomato plant up as well because it's going to kick out more roots. So we'll just let it do that thing. There's some of the stuff here. Here's some wrens that aren't very happy with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I got my 4 early birds in. All right, go us. Oh, hey there, Buzzy boy. A little bumblebee doing its thing. We're just going to kind of keep the same width strategy going here. That got me 4, so hopefully I can get 3 more tomatoes in here. 3 more tomato plants in right here. That's the plan. And sorry, just double checking something. And just okay. All right. So anyways, gonna start on our next, again, these, and the remainder of these that are going to be going in, these are all going to be they're basically 1 month old plants, a little bit over 1 month. They'll be going in, so they're going to be much smaller going in. Doesn't mean it's going to go any faster. It just means they're going to be little guys going in here. These are the same. These are again exact same varieties. I was just double checking, making sure I was saying something correct. I can flip you guys around and not have you blinded by the sun here. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Yeah. Move this over here. Yeah. My wife got this for me. I think it's so cool. Little subscribe thing she got for me. I love it. Just like to make sure it's in frame if I can. There it is. Good. So anyways, yeah. So this is basically, it's funny because different people have different dreams in their lives, and one of mine was always just to basically just be doing this type of stuff. Just be able to come and just have the ability to, and have the property where I can, spend some time, do this stuff right. Spend time out in my garden, just kind of enjoy myself here. And I never actually had the idea for the added bonus of hanging out with folks like you. Didn't even think about that, but makes sense. I've always enjoyed teaching. Now I get to do this stuff too. Yeah, there's that one. We're gonna do, now that I've got these basically 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do here. I'm just gonna do these right in a row because these are smaller guys. I can just kind of do them all at once. This basil is just going to be uncomfortable right there. It's okay. Basil will find a way. They play nicely. All right. So we've had our here as well. It's been pretty interesting. We got our Orioles. I was talking about stream the other day, but our Orioles have made their way back here, which is great. So that's super great to see. And they apparently brought their kids back with them because there's more than the two that we had last year. So put that in there. So that's always fun. Orioles are always just, well, they're just different to see. You know, they got that bright orange color to them that, you know, it's just so distinctive. And then, you know, when the only other birds that we have of color around here, we have our blue jays, obviously up here north. Everybody's got blue jays. But then we have our cardinals. We have a couple that live here year round with us, and we've named one of them. His name's Jimmy. Fat dude comes in and just plops his fat butt down in my bird feeder, just chowing down. But it's just interesting to see to have the different mix here with the Orioles now in place. You know, they're living here. Oh, and then we actually had our first Gospecs stop by. And those always come in pairs. Got a male and a female show up too, so that was pretty cool. Like that. All right. Whew. Let's get these guys going. I got room for 3 of these. And these are our next ones that we have going in here. All right, they're going to be this set right in here. I got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got these 3. Yeah, so we're going to do, I got a total of 8 that I'm going to be popping in. Do 3 here and then 5 in this next section right here, which is 1 less than I wanted to. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Yeah, so we'll end up putting, yeah. So we're going to get these 5 going right here, or these 3 in there, and then these next 5 right along here. That's what we're looking at. Not sure why that took my brain so long to figure out or to transmit to you guys, but it's what it is. One of them days. Brain doesn't necessarily want to work as fast as it should, you know. Let's just get this out of here and give you guys some good water. There you go. Okie doke. Let's get into this. We got some tomatoes. Again, these are 60-day early pick hybrids that I got. I have a bunch of these going. These are those plants that you see right there. Yeah, so we are just making it work along here. This won't be near as crazy. Just got to be a little bit gentle with these guys because they are such softies. Yeah, and these are really young going in here, but it's okay. We're good with that. I'm going to string them up. I am going to string them up. What am I talking about? We're going to string them up, but I'm not going to string them up, if you understand what I'm saying. Hopefully that made sense. We're absolutely going to have the string in there string in there with it. Again, the goal here, folks, is that when you're running your trellises, you bring the string down and you put it in with the plant itself underneath. So that way the roots will grow into the string, and that will make everything nice and solidified there. That's what you want. I'm just going to bury this guy up nice and good here. Goodness. And put this around it like that. There we go. Okay. So there's that one. Next up. And again, these are absolutely going to get buried. Again, I mentioned before, we don't bury. By bury, I mean, obviously into the stem, higher than the normal. than what it's germinated from. This is the only time that where I'm like an advocate for burying. I don't like to do it otherwise. And you do what works for you. And I'm not saying that it's not something you shouldn't do if it works for you. But in my experience, the only time we really should be burying these seedlings like this that have just germinated, especially these tomatoes, is when they're going into the ground proper, not when they're being transplanted. It just doesn't work out. It has to do with the way the roots like to grow. Roots like to grow down and out. When you bury them to a container, right? Bottom shows it pretty quickly, and you don't end up with a lot of room for basically roots to grow down, so they end up growing up, which is just odd for the plant itself. It causes more work for it to do that. We don't want that. Down's easier. Okay, so that's my second one there. And these little guys are just going in over here. This, which you can see, bring that down for you a little bit there. Is out just a little bit. Come on, loosen. There we go. There you go. This can kind of better see what I'm doing now. We are again just planting these smaller ones here. They are a month behind these. So these are 60-day hybrids that I have going on in here today where we're trellising. They're slicing tomatoes, you know, they end up about yay big. And so these are a month ahead of where these are, give or take. And so then I have another set that are basically fruiting that have been going gangbusters that are larger than this and are definitely ready to fruit. They're already flowered and they're doing their stuff. So we are in a good spot here. So the reason I do this again is that way I always have a steady stream of fresh, fresh slicing tomatoes that'll be ready here starting in a couple weeks. That way I can stop worrying about the dang supermarket and just go to my supermarket, my produce section out here, right? That's what we want. That's why we do this. There's definitely, obviously, some money savings that does exist, but more so, it's so we can do stuff like that. Yeah, do like this. Just walk out and grab what we want. Nature's bounty, right? That whole thing. Like I'm burying this plant. I've got the rope inside, down there with it. But and maybe I don't have it in there. I thought I had it in there. But I said now I have the rope buried with it. Here we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so we got the rope buried with it. That way, in a few days, in a few weeks, when it grows out a little bit more, we're going to be able to wrap it up and give it support, just like these guys are getting. Here, they're starting to get their support. They're getting happy here. Cool. So that's my first round of trellis tomatoes right there, looking good. Pretty happy about that. Well, let's get started on our next set here. Hop back over here. You guys can kind of see what's going on from this direction. Turn this up. Let's see. Trellis. Cool. All right. Then move this guy over here. Okay, we're set. Hey, welcome to the stream, everybody. And if you're just showing up, we are trellising tomatoes. I've already gotten a set of 1, 2, 3. I got 7 in the ground just over here, and they're for different ages of 50-day or 60-day hybrids, basically slicing tomatoes, about yay big or so. So I've got some that are. Well, let me just show you real quick. You guys are looking. So we kind of got first set here, and what we're doing. So we are trellising tomatoes. You can see they're kind of trellised up here on top, right? We did this on the stream the other day. I said, hey, I'll come on back to the live stream when we actually do it proper, which here we are. All right. So the way you do this pretty straightforward. Now we're going to end up with, I think I'm going to keep the same mix, just do 7 per year. I'm not worried about spacing as much as, other people might be. Not really my concern. Tomatoes will make do. They'll figure it out. What we're going to do here, really, real simple process. Run a rope up here, hang it nice and tight, put it in the center. We're just going to drop it down, cut off an extra length down here, and then bury it underneath the plant. We're just going to do that 7 times. Then we'll go bury some plants. Bury some plants. We'll plant some plants. Good Lord, Ryan. Your first day talking, man. All right, there's that. There's that one. Just leave this down here. And I brought some extra rope where I'll have to change out because I'm almost out of this twine, and rather than buying more twine, I'll just use a different type. I'll use a little bit more solid rope that I have, and it doesn't necessarily matter as these plants get bigger anyways. I'm going to be trading out to a different size rope anyways, to make sure that they can support and hold the tomatoes, because man, these are indeterminate tomatoes that we have, so they will continue to grow as long as I provide them support. That's what we're going to be doing here. Just the whole idea behind trellising. Okay, so I'm basically out of string at this point. I got a little whirlwind just came through there. Make sure this is even long enough. Has got enough in here? Woo. I don't think so. I don't think I even have enough rope in here for one. Nope. Well, all right, so we're on to the next one. Let's see if this one, this piece has enough in it. This guy may just be hanging out here for a while. Yeah, we'll use this one. And again, I'm just switching over to a little bit higher test. Nothing crazy here. Just want to make sure that it's going to be able to support, support the plant. And again, that's the idea. It's a vine, but we don't want the tomatoes working to support themselves. We want this nice and solid for them, so they don't have to think. We just want them growing us fruit. That's what we want. That's priority numero uno for us. Put this guy over here. This one, so I've got my peas over here. I'm just looking to see if I can, rather than waste this. Looks like I can make that work on one. Okay. Yeah, I got my peas are starting to grow pretty significantly over here. They're picking up steam, so just want to make sure if I have to trellis them, they'll be fine. So let's find this guy. That's not him. That's not him. Okay, where is he then? Ah, it's right here. Gotta be. No? Maybe here? There it is. Wrong side. Okay. Take this nice and easy. This will end up being a mess at some point. We all know how it goes with this rope. You do your best to try to keep it straight, and then you lose your patience, drop it a little wrong way one time, and then you end up with a bit of a mess. It happens. Where it all comes undone. Okay. Next up, 2, 3. This one right here. Like I mentioned earlier, it just feels so good to be out here doing this. Like I said, I think it's my favorite part about just working in the garden and doing stuff like this is you put in all the groundwork and do all the heavy lifting to get to this point to where you get to finally start seeing the fruits of your labor, literally, right? It's just enjoyable. That's probably one of my reasons that, from a young age, I've always just enjoyed work too, is because, you're going through the process of, working on a project, working on something, and you get to see it, through. That's pretty cool to me. I like that. I like that a lot. To where, this is kind of hold your head up high, saying, "Hey, this is something I did." All the work you did, the military, we always had our little project. We had, obviously there's missions and stuff that, you're part of and you do your work that way. But I used to have to do these stupid annual banquets. Right? They're just annoying as hell. But there was never a time where I had an annual banquet going on. It was towards the end of the annual banquet where I'm watching everybody just having a good time and enjoying themselves. And, at the party that I put together, it's meaningful. You put a lot of, there's a lot of extra work goes in that you're not paid for extra in the military. It's just, you get to a certain rank and it's pretty funny. I tell people you end up being a party planner. They look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, I'm not joking. You legit turn into a party planner. But it is enjoyable to watch, especially, your team that you have that works with you. Because they're all doing it for promotions. I mean, it was part of the deal. You had to do one of those events, be the lead for it, to get, to make sure that was on your package, to blah, 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 do the extra stuff. So to be able to pull that off for them and help them get to that point was always meaningful. I was one of those guys. I got promoted pretty quick. Phrase that they like to use was fast burner. Promotions were never really anything I worried about. I mean, I obviously took them seriously and worked at them, but I also understood the system. So you understand the system and you play the game right, you can get promoted pretty easy in the military. So that is basically that piece. To be able to get to that point where they're happy, just for them, for a lot of those folks, it's just a good feeling, Okay. And we are cooking here today. Cooking. So up next, we're going to have that. All right. We may end up only doing one more row. We'll see. I got to play it by ear here. I ran through more. I did a miscalculation on how much string I was going to need. I mean, I'll plant them, but I'll have to come back in tomorrow and run some more string. Because I do want these guys in the ground, as many of these guys in the ground as I can. All right. So these guys should be, right, it should be 3, 3, 2 is what I did. Yeah, 3, 3, and 2. And that's going to be a lot of cherry tomatoes. My neighbor's going to be really happy because they're going to get a bunch of cherry tomatoes. Bring this down here a little bit. Let's see what I'm working on here. Okay, cool. There, that's right there. All right, here we go. Let's get on with this. This guy right here. That's weird. What is in there? Oh, I'm hitting some old wood chips. Gotcha. Man, that was pretty unexpected to be that solid. All the decompacting we did, but that makes sense with the wood chips. All right, so again, we are just putting in these 60 these early fruiters here, these 60 days. They're already 30 days in. But again, they've been in the greenhouse probably about 2 weeks longer than they should. I mean, in theory, in a perfect world. But in there the string came out. We don't want that. So now that they're out here, they're going to take off. But in all reality, we are probably 6 weeks from seeing any sort of fruit on these. Just the way it goes. Okay, there's that guy. Next up is this one here. And again, basically you run your strings up first. And then you plant run your strings first, run them down. You get your spacing right. Then put your plants in. And like I say with these guys, we're going to bury them good. That way we need more roots going. The biggest reason, again, you start your, especially here up in northern Michigan where we're at, the biggest reason why we start our plants early in the greenhouse is not just because of the, sunshine and the warmer piece. The warmer part is part of it. It's because the soil temperature in Michigan, they take a while to get up to the 70 degrees that tomatoes really like for germination. That's the main reason we start them there. Okay. So with that, great method for that is just make sure you have your warming mats. Those are super important. They are so helpful for your plants to be successful for germination. Again, as I mentioned before, we're gonna put the rope in there and we're gonna put the plant in right on top of it. Far down. I want to bury it, but I don't want to bury it that much. You know what I mean? There we go. Cool. Where's that soil go? Come here. Put it in there, bud. Okay. And again, this one thing I do enjoy about tomato plants is that they start off a little bit delicate, but for the most part, you can rough them up. They don't mind, which they definitely are going to have to deal with here, and the wind and everything else that goes on. But they will start getting big here in a hurry now that they're getting out of these, those basically those little 1 inch by 1 inch, little 1 inch pots there. Those are notoriously awful for getting stuff rolling. That's the other thing too, because I do put compost on top of my stuff, everything else. If you don't have the stuff germinated ahead of time, it slows. The germination is going to be slowed down because you are right when you have mulch down on the ground and on your soil, it's cooling off. The soil isn't heating up as fast. So that's going to slow down your germination as well too. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at mulching your basically mulching in your garden as well. That's why we get the greenhouse. Get stuff started early. Okay. Continuing to cruise like there's no tomorrow. Right. Here, going there. Guy in here. Rope down. There's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, last one here. All right, we are doing good. That guy barely held together. Extra careful putting that one in there. That root structure was not what I wanted to see, so I'm not sure how well this guy's going to do. We'll see. Gonna be a bit of an adventure here. See how well this turns out. This one may not do so well, but that's okay. I got plenty of them around, and end of the day, you do your best. Do your best to try to take care of them, but at some point you gotta set them loose in the world, right? All right. All right. Here's them. Here's that one. Onto these here. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go check on something right quick here. Give me 2 seconds. Be right back. Be right back for y'all. Just gotta run to the greenhouse for a second. right back at it here. So oh hey, how's it going? Yeah, I just saw that you subscribed. Oh, either way, no. Yeah, no, glad you popped up here. Yeah, no, this is stuff. I'm here pretty much every afternoon, um, 3 to 5, give or take. I started earlier today. I had some whole bunch of flowers I had to get going, but yeah, no, it's great. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're doing tomatoes today. Tomatoes are near the top of what we have here. So, where are you at? Where are you located? Yeah, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you very much. How I said, is that was that? That's not. Is that? It's not T Mike D, is it? Is it T Mike D? Did I say that right? Or is it Taya Mike D? Or Taya Mick D? There's so many ways to say those first two. But yeah, no, good to have you on here. I definitely appreciate the subscription. My favorite tomato. Yeah, it's gonna be of the. I mean, I love all tomatoes. I'm just one of those guys. Well, for the most part, you're in Iowa. Okay, yeah, no, I've got. I want to say the San Marzanos are my favorite. I've got this section. You can see I've got my plastic down here. It's where I'm solarizing my cover crop over here. That whole 3 of those 4 trellises that I have behind me are all going to be San Marzanos for canning. I just love them. They're just a firm. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I've been on for 2 hours. Trust me, I've misspoken more times than you're going to fat finger today. Trust me, you're good. You are so good. But yeah, no, the San Marzanos, I really like them. How about you? What's your favorite tomato? And again, I don't know if you saw this in here, but I've got my this area here. I've got these are this whole row that I have set up here. Those are all 50 or 60 day like early birds. So Cherokee Purple fan. Those are pretty. The flavor's pretty good on them too, huh? It's I haven't had a lot of success with finding the purple ones that I like the flavor in. So I'm gonna take your word on it. Do you use it? And how do you usually use it? Is it just going like the chunky garden salads? Is that how you do it? Always interested to see how people do their. So by the way, this next round of, make sure I got the right name. Yeah, this next round, these were put in April. Yeah, April 11th. Or these were started at Salty. Okay. This next set that I have going in. So these were continuations of these 60 day. So I've got a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those. And then now I'm starting my cherry tomatoes. I've got a bunch of those we're going to put in. I'll end up filling out this whole thing. But these are called Tasty Treats. And they're just like a red little cherry tomato. Little guy right here. So again, if anybody that hasn't done this before, just as a reminder, you start with your trellising, you start at the top, and then you want to get your rope actually down underneath the plant, or in the round, so it can grow those roots up around it. And for this first bit here, not really going to be having this rope really doing much of anything with this little guy, but in the next couple weeks, it will definitely be part of the show. We'll just kind of have it off to the side there. Cool. So yeah, that's how you do it, folks. That easy. Wheat bread and mayo for sandwich. Yeah, salad. I bet you the wheat. So just putting that out here for right now makes me sad. I've had to move away from gluten. My old age here. Something happened in the last couple years. And part of it, I've got rheumatoid arthritis, which isn't like the worst thing, for me. The guys, it doesn't hit as hard, but I do have inflammation I got to keep an eye on. But man, I tell you, the wife and I, we had to cut out on gluten, and since I have, it's been much better, lifestyle as a whole. But yeah, I miss. Yeah, so with the ropes here again, it makes all the difference in the world. You just make sure it's loose. It doesn't need to be really tight at the beginning because the plant's got plenty. So that way, because you just keep wrapping around as you go, and if you need to add more rope, or I'm going to change out ropes on some of these anyways once the plants get bigger. But yeah, it works really well. You missed out on the stream if you just recently followed too. we put up these trellises during a live stream we had a couple weeks ago. We're all chatting up and talking about how basically how long until I fall down off of the ladder, stuff like that. You know, those little things. It's a good time. Yeah, no, it's good. So I just came up and recommended. Was it recommended like in your like on your shorts feed? I'm assuming where I popped up, or how did I pop up recommended? I'm just curious. It's always interesting to me the way the algorithm works here. So that's pretty cool though. If I came up recommended, I don't think I've ever been recommended in my life. That's neat. All right. So we're gonna let me go. Time to move over to our next trellis. We'll get as many of these ropes done as we can here. I said I did a miscalculation on the number of ropes that I needed, so apologize for just kind of being in your face there. There we go. That looks good. Move this over here. Right here. Oop. There we go. On my feed. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, that's interesting. On his garden this time. I just published my most frequently now that the sun dropped that out. I'm doing some decompacting out in my yard, and I have a little tool I got from Amazon, so I did a quick little video on it. That just dropped a little bit ago. So this is fun though. Again, I used to be a teacher for a bit, and I do business coaching now. So I guess I just enjoy teaching, but I love this part, just to be able to get on here and just talk to people. I'm doing what I love. Get to hear about you. How big's your garden, by the way? Like how much? I have by the way, my garden here, it's behind me. It's 50 by 25. That's what I work with here. 50 by 25. Is that right? 50 by 25. You think I just built it last year? You think I would remember? Good Lord. Okay. All right. Again, process is real simple. And again, these are all just these aren't 2x4s. These are 2x3s. And I just basically screwed them together, then put them in the ground like they were a post, and then put more 2x3s on top here to support them. That's it. Easy peasy. And I did a total of, it's 4 trellises, but it's got 8 sections total. So here comes the UPS guy. I wonder what I'm getting today. Nothing. He's not stopping at the house. Oh my goodness. I guess I didn't buy anything. Yeah. See, searching your channel. I'm like 30 by 6. That's not. Oh no, that's great. Listen, I got folks I got a gentleman from Abu Dhabi that follows me, and we talk. And he's got 5 or 6 planters on his balcony. That's all he has room for. Don't worry about any of that. We all talk about the same stuff around here. So yeah, tell him the small yard. No, I say we are big fans of basically just getting the opportunity to get your hands in some dirt. Doesn't matter the size you're doing. Just get out there, enjoy some sunshine, and get some dirt under your nails. So we're all about here. And the other thing too, a couple things. Welcome. We don't worry about stuff at all. It's not worth it. And we also understand that we are going to do things 100% correct, and we're still going to fail. Like the plant's still going to die for whatever reason. So we don't worry about stuff. And we don't do that on this channel. So, everyone's welcome, but that's kind of the ground rules here. Just have fun and share stories. So you got your tomatoes you're going to be doing. Is there anything else that you've got started? I imagine you probably got some stuff on the ground already, right? I mean, I've got back behind me, I've had my Brussels sprouts in since last year. They're flowering right now. So I'm going to be harvesting a whole bunch of seeds from them for the fall. Going nuts with them. That'll be nice. Then my chamomile are getting big. I'm excited for that. That's going to be great. My chamomile, so excited for them. They're chamomile is like one of my favorite teas. I have it pretty much every night, but I have like whole flower chamomile, not just the stuff you get. Well, the stuff you normally get from the store. After having whole flower chamomile, it's really hard to go back to the stuff that you get in the like the little itty bitty tea bags. It's really sad, to be honest. So I taught business classes at college, and then when I was in the military, I taught people basically for my job, which was a lot of bombs, a lot of missiles, a lot of stuff like that. But I currently, I still, but that's one reason I went in my job for um, as a business coach, because I'm still teaching people. It's my favorite thing. So tomatoes and peppers just went in. Yeah. Now, are you talking about sweet peppers, or is that sweet peppers and your like your spicy peppers, or just sweet peppers? Yeah. By the way, teaching is in the family. I've got cousins. All my cousins are teachers. I think it's just in our genes. We got a patient. Well, one, we all like to talk. That's the first thing. But then there's we're all patient, I think, is the other one. We all have a lot of patience. And mostly I got that just dealing with my parents, but that's a separate thing. Yeah, no, it's yeah, I don't, for me, I don't have a lot of success with peppers, to be honest. So it's not something that I necessarily do. And we don't need them that much in the household anyways. But I do want to get some chili peppers in. Chili crisp is like my new favoriteest thing ever. Not new favoriteest. I've known about it for a while, but I just forgot how great it was. So I've been finding ways to introduce that into more food. All right, so we are continuing just to zoom along here with our trellising here. I've got 5 down. I got 2 more to go. So that's going to end up with a grand total of all my plants I should end up with around 56, give or take, 56 tomato plants in the ground this year. That's what the public school math is teaching me right now, or that I'm doing on top of my head. So that'll be fun. And by the way, if y'all haven't gotten a set of these are the Bee Burry. They're like a little Leatherman, but instead of that, they are Cheers. They've got other Leatherman tools, but man, I love these things. I need to order another set just to have on hand because of just how great they are. So what do we got here? We got all the peppers, green, jalapeno, etc. Yeah, we get a purple pepper. Yep, absolutely. Cherry tomatoes. Oh, they came out. I had that too. As a matter of fact, I can look over here right now, and I pulled them out yesterday, so they kind of dried up. Here's my cherry tomato from last year. All his little buddies that came up. Oops, there you go in the sunlight. Where it just germinated right in there. Yeah, I've been killing off cherry tomatoes in this other section of my garden where my tomatoes were last year, but I'm not planting them this year. There's not enough sun. Everybody was basically stunted in their growth, and we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that 2 years in a row. We're going to fix that. But yeah, it's funny how they just keep coming up. I got a bunch that came up, so it's the other reason why I'm not worried about putting stuff in the ground right now. We always worry a little bit here, and I think you know what I'm talking about. We get those, that late season or that early season, however you want to look at it, blast of cold Arctic air coming in from Canada. But I think this year, the global warming has done its job, and I think we're all going to be in a good spot here. So do you do cages on all your tomatoes? Is that what it is? I'm assuming. Since you say you don't actually do the ropes and this type of trellis, is that what you do for support? Right, so it's got right in here. Okay, so now we're into how do I want to do this? I've got options. Now I got to think. If I want to do one whole row, yeah, I'm going to do. I think I want to do one whole row of these cherry tomatoes and one whole row of those. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Sorry, I had to think that out in my head. So let's bring this down here. You guys don't want to be staring at the sky there. You want to see the action happening. Okay, there we go. Here we are. Okay. So we have got, I got 7. So that's, I can get 7 out of this one. 7 good ones out of here. That'll be that. And then I can get 7 good ones out of there. Sweet. Let's do this. And again, these are the tasty treats. These are cherry tomatoes. They're nice and red, nice red ripe ones. And then on the outside, this external one, we're going to pop in. They're called honeycomb cherry, which they're a yellow cherry tomato. And just as I mentioned before, we're going to make sure that the rope is secured underneath the plant or off to the side of it or whatever, but just get it in there. That way the roots of the plant will grow around the ground. Well, first of all, you got to make sure you have the right rope. Good job, wind. Okay, so make sure you got the right rope. I was looking like, man, that's coming from a weird angle. Lo and behold, wind blew this one over. Anyways, okay, so yeah, so like here, plain and simple, we just got these guys in. They're doing their thing. It's good stuff. All right. Next up, we're just gonna make our way right down the line here. So yeah, this is and always as just a reminder, we were talking about it before, but it's equally important here, especially with these young pups we're putting in. Always make sure that the hole that you're digging for your plants is twice as wide as the root ball, the root section that you're putting in. So like this is an inch. These are inch squares that we have. So we are doing 2-inch or wider. Preferably, I mean, if you can go wider, that's great. Holes for them to go into. And the reason is that we want the roots going out. We want them growing out for support, and we want it nice and easy for them to grow. That's the other spot too. Nice and good Lord, okay. That's two in a row here. Someone remind me, Ryan. Look up before you bury your rope. Make sure that you got the right one. The wind is pushing the ropes. It's the second one I did that with. That's just silliness. Okay. Get it together, man. Okay, we're going to look up and just hold this one here. Here's our next one. Oh, man, what a nice day out today, though. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. But yeah, today was a good day, though. I think if anybody wasn't on earlier, we were talking, and I had a lot of good stuff done with my clients today. Got a lot of good work done. I was able to get that video out, last bit of editing. So if anybody wants to see, I've got a video on my latest long form. Is on my lawn aerator of all the boring things on the planet, but it's a little one, right? But it's from Amazon. I got it. It's pretty cool. I actually like it. I'm a big fan. I've had it for a month now, and just using it to fix the tougher spots in my yard where stuff doesn't want to grow. That's what we're doing with that. Now, last year when I was doing this, man, it was, I was a month behind. Oh gosh, more than that, almost 2 months behind, just because of how cold it was, and I didn't have my greenhouse yet, and I was really just setting up this property. So it took forever for my tomatoes to finally germinate. This year, I mean, I'm off to the races. This is going to be my goal is just have an obnoxious garden this year, and with good reason though. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because we are going to be building basically a little farm stand that I can put out in front of my property here for my vegetables, my extra vegetables that I have for my neighbors. A lot of my neighbors here who, I'm in a pretty rural part of Michigan. It's a poorer part of Michigan, and a lot of folks here. Inflation is hitting everybody, but not everybody has the ability to do their work like I do as well. But also, have the get in there, has the wherewithal and the property and the time to be able to do a garden. So, and the cost of the cost of everything is just going up. So I want everybody to have access to delicious produce, right? Because fresh produce is the best deuce. So that's going to be a thing. So we're going to build a we're going to build a farm stand on stream. I'm going to record it for a long form video too, same time. So it's going to be a little weird because I'll be stopping and starting and won't be like the full deal, but we'll get her done in a day more than likely. I have a feeling it's going to be a long, the long stream won't be for the whole thing, but they'll do basically, I'm sorry, the live stream won't be for the whole thing, but we will do it for a big chunk of it for sure. Okay, get down there, string. Come here, rope. Get in there. There we go. And what's nice, these ropes will just be here, living their best lives, hanging out until my plants are ready for them, which I have a couple that we did over yonder they're bigger. They're older versions of these. What are they? What are these? The tasty treat, or sorry, of these other versions. Sorry, I got 60-day hybrids over there. Now these are tasty treats for basic tasty treats, which are cherry tomatoes. Man, I cannot talk today. Ugh, use your words, Ryan. Okay, here we go. That's what gets in their rope. Lastly, we just make sure this rope is in place here. And we're just gonna plant this down. Boom. And we're just gonna let these guys do their thing. Oh, my shoe. Oh man, I had to blow it on my shoe. I'm on my last day with these shoes, apparently. They decided they didn't want to work anymore. That's okay. So I did have this. I did a transplant on this guy today. This is my thyme. I planted last year, which is a little guy. Now look at him. But I did all winter, overwintered great. Gonna do some pruning on him here in a little while and dry him out. Get some dried thyme out of that. It'll be good. But for now, I'm just gonna hop in here. Yes, move this up here. See as I Oh, that's so nice. That's great. That's awesome. That's so nice. I love that stuff. That's all you really want to be doing for the, for my neighbors. I'm just gonna, just put it out there, and that's gonna be all summer. So as I get my, tomatoes and everything else we have going on, just put them out there for them, and they can come grab what they need. I've got some really nice neighbors around here, so I want to take care of them. Try to help them out where I can. So I got enough for. I got enough for one. We'll just save this for. Actually, no, I'll use it over my peas. That's what I'll do. I'm just going to plant these guys straight in. We're going to skip the ropes for this one. I got to pick up some more string. Some more string at the store. Yeah, that's so great. That's awesome. You guys do that. That's the nice stuff. What's the point of having neighbors if you can't be neighborly, right? That's kind of the idea. How's this look here? Afterwards, I'm going to go back through. We're going to put some more marigolds in the ground. We got tons and tons of marigolds. We got to get in the ground here too, because it is, just now almost 4 o'clock. Cool. Doing good on time. Let's get these last 5 in here. And then, actually, I may take the marigolds back in the greenhouse today. Or I don't know. We'll see. Got to kind of think of how I want to do this today. But I do want to get these tomatoes in, and then I can make a decision after that. So tomatoes first. I've already got a ton of marigolds all the way around the entire garden enclosure. So I'm not at a loss for marigolds to do their part to help out. Well, what's up there, house? Well, I got this house sparrow that always comes and hangs out with me when I'm out here. By hangs out, I mean he harasses me by chirping at me. All right, so let's just get these guys dug. We'll come in and do the. I want to do about right. Yep, I did remember that. Actually, I had a measurement that I was using. I just wasn't paying attention to it. Now, for the distance that I want for my tomato plants here, I just know how to eyeball it when I'm putting up the strings. You know what I mean? So, but down here, a little bit different. All right, the last one's going to be right here. Great. Say it is always a little bittersweet coming through and planting my, clearing out the greenhouse for the garden. A little bittersweet because now I got an empty greenhouse for a little while. It won't be for long. I got to get started on my stuff for August. For July, August, that's got to start getting germinated and get ready to go here in the next a couple weeks. Probably in June I'll start. If not, well, actually no. Okay, a little bittersweet. This guy's gonna go. Goodbye, friend. Right in there. But I said I've got all my brassicas are doing pretty well so far. I tell you, my Brussels sprouts, we let them go to seed, but they look pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, they're got their big old bright yellow flowers just doing their thing. The pollinators have been coming in here just happy as hell. Have something to munch on, Let's get this guy buried up here. Come here, straw. Right there, cool. Get this guy in. But yeah, this has been a pretty darn productive day for me. I'm gonna call this near one of my top 10 of productivity days, at least getting stuff in the ground. Got a lot done. But yeah, and then I'm working on I'm already starting for my next long form video that I'll be doing too. Is I'll be coming back through here. I didn't want to necessarily. There's no reason to have a long form video on trellising tomatoes. There's about 1,000 of those out there, but I do know there are some things that people don't have much on. And again, trellising peas is one, but I want to be able to have my peas up a little bit to kind of show them how I did it. And using my sunflower stalks as supports. I'll show you that here in a second. I get this last one out here. Basically, the whole process behind that, the way to do that, because a lot of people are, even now, even though it's a little bit, it's not too late to start your peas, obviously, but for your first, the best batch should have been in the ground already. All right, so that's that. Cool. Just got to come back through with some ropes here. I'm gonna get these off for a while. Nothing but knee pads for a minute. I've got to, might as well plant my peas while I'm doing it, while we're talking here too. Let me do that real quick. So here is this. I don't know if I can do this. It might be a better way to do it like this. There you go. I'm gonna flip it around that way. So here's the trellises that I have for my peas. Those are done with sunflower stalks. And you can see I've already got the first group of them going. They're going up nice, fine, getting strung up there. That is from 2 weeks ago, those peas. And now I'm getting ready to put my next batch of peas in right now. So there's that. This is funny. So one of my pumpkins decided to germinate. My pumpkin seeds decided to germinate from last year. That's too funny. But and the way in the back there, I've got some carrots. Let me go over and see them because I want to pull a couple of these radishes out and see what I'm dealing with here. I'm not sure how close they are. See, I got my carrots starting to come up a bit here. This radish, let me clear one of these guys out. Let's look at this guy. Let's see how they're looking. They're still young. You can see we are starting to get some radish action there. That's pretty good. Like that. It's always pleasant to see. Then I've got my different lettuce varieties that are popping up here. I got a butter lettuce. Yeah, people, absolutely. You know, I have a lot of folks that come on here and ask questions. They've never gardened before, and we definitely want them doing that. Let's see how this radish tastes. Yep, that tastes like an immature radish. Pretty gross. That's all right though. It's getting there. Oh, you can actually get a little bit of the radish astringency. But anyways, I've got my kale and Swiss chard are coming up. So the kale, you can see it's starting to get very kale-ish back there, which is cool. Swiss chard's doing its thing. And then this is our endives. This is endive right here. Somebody got in here and had a munch. They probably didn't like what they had. That's why there's still some left on there. But so we got our endives. Those are really nice. Those are nice and peppery for salads. And then right here we've got so this is a butter lettuce, and then we've got, this is the black seed lettuce right here. So a lot of goodness in there. And then this is my cauliflower. It started to do its thing. You can see we're kind of getting stuff along here. I'll show you good to get up and walk around a little bit. But you can see here I've got a whole nother set of trellises right here. This is going to be all filled in with San Marzano for canning. Over here, start here. These are all my Brussels sprouts. They are all flowering, as you can see. Aren't those pretty little blooms that they have? What's nice about it is we can still grab, these leaves, still cook those up, and they're still delicious. So while we're taking care of our pollinators here, and I'm waiting for seeds to show up, still steal some snacks off of here, which is nice. And then this, in between please look past my wild garlic growing in here. Here's my chamomile getting started, and you can just see we're starting to get flower buds are coming. And once they start, this thing just, it doesn't stop. It's pretty much nonstop out of here, so pretty good. But yeah, I'm going to show you real quick. I got a few new folks that are on the stream, so I might as well show you as well. Out here on the back side of my garden, this is where the greenhouse is, where we do a lot of live streams out here. You can see this is where I was talking about. I got my early girl. It's already, we're already getting some action happening here. There's just some mutant buds here, but I've had this open so we can get some pollinators in here to do some stuff. So I should be getting some stuff here. This old rosemary, just getting this thing going. But then I've got cucumbers. They're up and running. These are the San Marzanos that we'll be putting in there soon. Got my oreganos. Those look good. Heck yeah. This is, oh boy, this one is the yellow squash. This is my summer squash. And those are my zucchinis. Or those are my zucchinis. And those are my summer squash. I can't remember now. I've got it written down somewhere. Let me look here. Hold on. So these are, yeah, still I don't remember. That's right. Those are the same ones. They're just out there. This is lavender my wife wanted. She forgot. So we've got this lavender coming in. These are impatiens that I've popped in here. So they're all impatiently growing, getting big. They're really nice flower. This is my second set of lettuce that we have going here. So I've just got some butter lettuce and some black seed stuff over here. Two different styles. And these are cucamelons right here. Cucamelons. They're little, they grow on a vine, but they're basically little Mexican, low gherkin cucumbers. A little big. So I've got those. I'm going to plant more of them around my fence on the west side of my fence. So I'm going to have, I'm not too worried about them blocking the sun over there. They can get big and have all this stuff. So I have all sorts of petunias. Petunias for days here, even down there. I'm putting these things all over. And then I've had space over here, but I've been clearing them out. It's the last of the marigolds. Yeah, this is the most, like I said, the most empty that this greenhouse has been in a very long time. So like I said, it's a little bittersweet to have all my stuff out, but a lot of goodness going on there. So we got this area of the property, and then there's another area of the property where we do, where I have my little orchard I'm building out too. So there's that as well. So yeah, we did a lot of stuff going on the stream here. We just kind of hang out and grow stuff. So hopefully this is a community that you like. Come here a little bit more often and hang out with us. Make sure you hit that notification bell if you subscribe, because that way you'll get notified. Hey, Ryan's doing something silly out in the garden, come hang out if you want. That's typically the way it goes. There's this last bit here. Let's see if I can get this in. Look at that cinematic shot. That is just Ron Howard and company have nothing on me. I don't know if I'm not sure if he's even still a director or not, but we'll go with that. Come on. Just gotta prep that one leg up. How's that look? Almost there. Oh, sweet. Thanks for ringing the bell. I appreciate that. That's good stuff. Yeah, it's so that's a little 6x6 by 16 greenhouse that I bought off of Wayfair. Took me like a day and a half to put together. And it's done really well. I mean, it's made it through this winter where we had that blizzard with almost 2 feet of, and then with 50, 60 mile an hour gust and no problems whatsoever. So it's done pretty good. Okay, so I've got this one right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cramp these guys up a little bit. I didn't have very good germination with a lot of this in here, which is interesting. So we'll see what ends up happening if I get any more to come up here. Just kind of let that one go. My next set are just going to go here. We're just going to go nuts with peas here. And these are, what I do is, like I said, I'm going to put a row in here. And then 2 weeks from now, I'm going to put another row in. And then 2 weeks, I'm just going to keep them going. At the end of the day, these are just snacks for me. Peas are cheap to buy at the store. This is just more garden fuel than anything. There we go. Yeah, another. Anyways, okay. So, as always, we do the same thing. So these are Burpina early peas here. All right, so 3-inch pods, etc., etc. Let's see. So they want these things to be sow seeds 2 inches apart with double rows spaced 6 inches apart with 24 inches between each set of rows. Cover the 1 inch of soil. Seedlings emerge 7-14 days, 4 to 6 inches apart. Yeah, right. We might do that. I might just start off with that. Thin to 4 inches. Okay, easy peasy. Ah, sorry, didn't mean to make a joke. My bad. So let's go here. Let's kind of get started. So we're looking for 1 inch and about 4 inches apart. So we're just going to make a. You guys are going there. I'm just going to drop these guys right next to them. And just make like a little. And I'm still playing around with the design on these as far as for my support on the peas here. I think I'm going to add one more right here. Not sure yet. We're gonna be playing around with it. But these are my sunflower stalks from last year. I basically just put them in the greenhouse and let them cure over the winter. That's just what happens. And get that chunk of whatever that is out of there. Yes, we just put them in there. Just have them do that over the winter. So what ends up, they end up being basically bamboo. That's what they end up being like. They're nice and solid. I mean, they're gonna. I have these I'm gonna use, and then I'm also gonna use them for my get this guy out of here. I got fun. Been battling these. Come on, use your words, Ryan. Come on. Crabgrass in this area for about a couple years now. So we're gonna just drop these in here. And again, like I said, peas are cheap. I'm not too worried about what we get to come up and what doesn't. This is not meant for like a super harvest. These are garden snacks. I'm out here working. That's all they're for. That's it. We just do one row, cover them up, and then I'm gonna add an obscene amount of water to them and do that. All right. So I think the last bit here. Honestly, I think I may actually be done with the stream today. I don't want to put any more. I don't want to put any more flowers in right yet because I want to get all of my strung up. Sorry, because you're all staring at my feet instead of like looking at me. But let's turn on. Look at this here. So what I still need to do is those marigolds I just need to put around the tomatoes, around the edges there, and then I'm not going to put them in between because that's where I'll be walking through to harvest them and stuff. But we've been pretty successful day to day. We got, we're able to get these guys in here. These have been living their best life for a little while. Fowler, Michigan, East, yep, where my winters can be absolutely tough. That is no joke. They've been better these last few years though. Ever since I moved back, they've been a lot calmer. Maybe it's my influence. Who knows? Probably not. But so, anyways, we got these guys are all going. They're doing good. Got them in place. But I'm gonna have my marigolds just around the edges. You can see I've got basils. They're just poking their heads up there. They were starting the greenhouse too. That's good. Got a little bit more, obviously, in my, maybe 2 more weeks here, and then this will be done as far as solarizing the last bit and whatever I got to cut down again and take care of. Then I'll be basically getting my sunflowers in over there. So on that area over there is sunflowers, and my corn is on that north end. And then over here is going to be, you can see where I got my trellis right here. Right here. This is where cucumbers are going to be growing. Cucumbers, lots of cucumbers all the way around here. Cucumbers, and coming up from that side. Cucumbers for days. Last year I did my peas actually up this spot here, so I may actually run either some of my those cucamelons, or I may actually do more peas over there too. This is the section over here is going to be for my pumpkins. Just going to basically have pumpkins over here. 2 different sets. I use those obviously, during the fall. I have them for, decorations. We do eat them too, but mostly for decorations. Same thing with the corn. I have my sweet corn I enjoy, but also looks good for decoration. So with that, I'm going to take off. Hey, it was great to see everybody here. Welcome all the new people. I'm seeing a lot of new faces poking up here on the stream. But again, I come live every day between 3 and 5. Most days, if I have client work, I can't make it obviously. But best way to know when you can find me out here, working on my garden, working on my yard, doing those things. Just make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. So thanks everybody who swung by today. It was good chatting with y'all. Take care, and I will see you maybe this weekend. We'll see. Take care.